The day has finally come. My biggest movie review on my channel. Yeah, I have reviewed this movie already before, and I know I said in my Disney Revival Age marathon leading up to Wish that I am not going to be reviewing the movies that I already reviewed. Well, there's one exception to that, and that is this gem right here. So yeah, let's go. Hey guys, this is Frozen Being Stews here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I am going to be doing a review on Frozen 2. So Frozen 2 is the sequel to one of the highest grossing animated movies ever, and with this film becoming the highest grossing animated movie ever, topping the first one. Oh, by the way, don't tell me Lion King 2019 counts. No, it doesn't. Yeah, this is the biggest Disney franchise ever, and came out in the year 2019, the same year as Endgame, a bunch of crappy Disney live action remakes, and a bunch of amazing Oscar movies. And it's directed once again by Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee, the golden director duo. And it stars Idina Menzel, Kristen Bell, Josh Gad, Jonathan Groff, Evan Rachel Wood, Sterling K. Brown, Alfred Molina, Rachel Matthews, Jason Ritter, Martha Plimpton, Ciaran Hinds, Jeremy Sisto, Stephen J. Anderson, and Tessera, and Aurora as well. And so basically the plot for Frozen 2 it is about this enchanted forest that has been around for centuries now, for 34 years I think. I forgot how many years actually, not gonna lie. I don't remember how many years it's been since the forest, well, you know. Yeah, but if anyone can correct me on how long the forest has been gone. Oh yeah, I remember now. 38 days. And I'll rewatch the scene, and I don't know, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, this enchanted forest has so this enchanted forest is filled with these magical spirits that guide it. And then there's a bunch of people that visit the forest and see its magical things. But suddenly the spirits all got angry because of this war that has started in this forest, and as a result, the spirits have blocked the forest and trapped a bunch of soldiers in, and they never got out. So this is a tale that Agnar told young Elsa and Anna in the prologue of Frozen 2, and meanwhile, we got the main characters of Frozen introduced back. And having a lot of fun, when suddenly Elsa hears this voice calling her, and yes, Elsa hears this voice and gets distracted. She doesn't know what's going on, and Anna's there to comfort her and ask her, what's wrong, Elsa? And and also Elsa actually keeps it a secret because that's who Elsa actually is. But one day Elsa decides to just stand up to this voice and try to follow it. But into the unknown song that Elsa sings apparently causes the spirits of the enchanted forest to be waken up and a destruction that has been caused in Arendelle, which caused people to evacuate. And so Elsa, Anna, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven venture into the forest to find answers on what the voice is trying to call Elsa for. And throughout this mission, we learn things like how Elsa got her powers, the truth about how their parents died, and all that stuff. That's all. So yeah, I think everyone knows that my biggest personality is my love for Frozen 2. And it has made a positive and negative impacts on people. Yeah, there are some people who love Frozen 2 as much as I do and would actually be friends with me just for me loving Frozen 2. And then there are others who would just hate me and just say, oh, you're just some Frozen 2 overpraiser. You're just overpraising Frozen 2, and I hate you. You're Frozen 2 love is giving you a negative impact. Yeah, people think that Frozen 2 is giving me this negative toxic impact and all that stuff. But I'm actually, and I know people have given me some okay criticisms that I can get through, but I mean, people are just like, oh, you're just overpraising Frozen 2. Like, come on, can't we just have a favorite movie? Yeah, can't we just have a favorite movie? Isn't that hard to tell? But yeah. I've always talked about Frozen 2 on my channel. Like, I've never let go of this movie. Yeah, and I will never let it go. And yes, so I think that so yes, I think for those who have been on my channel around ever since I started making videos back in 2021, 2 years ago. In fact, more than 2 years ago. That is impressive. Yes, I did a review on Frozen 2 as my very first review, and I went into really great details. Although at the same time I used text to speech voice because I was afraid of showing my voice at that time. So yeah. I was afraid of showing my voice. Not gonna lie. So not gonna lie. So yeah. So at the time, and then eventually I was like, screw it. I'll just reveal my real voice. It started with just some things and just me making sounds to show everyone how my voice sounds, and then I just decided to just fully show my voice. I think that was like in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. You can actually, you know what? I think I made a mistake. I think I started making videos in 2022, not 2021. My bad. Yeah, but yeah. I've mentioned Frozen 2 a lot. I've mentioned Frozen 2 various times in my other reviews. And I've made top list where I mentioned Frozen 2. And I even mentioned Frozen 2 recently in my Mo1 review where I like compared a lot of elements to Frozen 2. And of course, even my Frozen 1 review. So yeah, I think you're familiar with how Frozen 2 just impacted my life. And all the reasons as to why this is my favorite movie of all time. And yeah. And so yes, just a little backstory on, back at the time and before Frozen 2 came out, I was a massive Frozen hater. I don't remember if I mentioned this in my Frozen 1 review, but yes, I hated Frozen at the time. I despised Frozen with every fiber of my being, up to the point where I just like, I was like questioning myself, should I actually watch Frozen 2? Like, I was like, yeah, that was my reaction when the sequel came out. When the sequel was announced, like, it was, I was like, why do we need this, and should I watch this? Yeah, because that was like when it was just announced. I was like, no, not more Frozen, not more cringy songs. Because I remember cringing at the Frozen 1 songs back at that time. Yeah, but thankfully I think you all saw my review of Frozen and know that I love it now, and I loved it back in 2020. And yeah, but calling me shocked when I saw that Frozen 2 trailer, it really blew my socks up, and I know that it got a lot of people hyped for it. Yeah, a lot of people got became so hyped for Frozen 2 after seeing that incredible trailer. That Frozen 2 teaser trailer stood the test of time, and it is my favorite trailer of all time. No trailer will top it, maybe with the exception of the Frozen 3 trailer. And yes, I'll talk about Frozen 3 in the end of the review, towards the end of the review, when I finish making all my points. But yeah, just a brief history of this movie. Yeah, I love the teaser trailer. I love the second trailer even more, even though now I think the teaser trailer is truly the best. And of course trailer 2, and I was just like, okay, I'm sold, like I want to see this one. And I saw an early screening of this movie in IMAX 3D. Yes, I've seen movies in early showings before, like I saw an early special screening of Monsters University and Finding Dory. I remember seeing an early showing of an early limited showing of Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, that was the first vlog I ever did on my channel. I think my first vlog, yeah, it was because it came out on the same month where I started making videos. But yeah, I saw this in the. But yeah, Frozen 2 is certainly one of them, and this is the only, and I mean the only animated movie I saw in IMAX. Yeah, I never watched animation in IMAX. I don't know if I want to watch them in IMAX. I mean it's rare they show animated movies in IMAX before. But although in my theaters they did show Elemental IMAX, but which is not gonna show in IMAX sadly. But yeah. it was one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had in my life. Yes, sure, I mean, there are better cinema experiences than Frozen 2, specifically Infinity War. Yeah, Infinity War will always be my favorite cinema experience. Just the I already explained that in my Infinity War review, so yeah, I'm not gonna expand on that. But yeah, just seeing an early screen of Frozen 2, just wow, just amazing. So yeah, and I watched it again on this on pretty much the second weekend of the movie. I saw it again in regular cinemas, and my theater was completely packed. Yeah, I was actually going to watch Frozen 2 again in regular really 3D, but then I discovered this new cinema open and in a much closer location to my home. Yeah, and that new theater that opened is actually my favorite theater of all time. I'm not gonna say the names of any theaters in my country for privacy reasons. Although I remember telling the Frozen community about the names of my theaters on Instagram before they abandoned. That was before they all betrayed me. So yeah, the cinema that opened in Frozen 2's release day is open for Frozen 2's release is my favorite theater of all time. I remember seeing these kids dressed up in Anna and Elsa outfits, like these little kids, and it's just so charming to see them like just be excited for a Frozen sequel. And then I heard like a bunch of kids like who don't even know each other just coming to each other and are like, "Hey, what are you watching?" "Oh, I'm watching Frozen 2," and yeah, and me too. Yeah, that was like such an adorable conversation. So yeah, and the movie's also great. Also yeah, great cinema experience there. Oh, so yeah, now let's talk and about my thoughts on the movie. Oh yeah, by the way, I just want to point out one thing. I've always loved the movie ever since I first saw it. Although back at the time in 2019, my favorite movie of all time was Avengers Endgame, and I was just too much of a Marvel fanboy. So I was like, but yeah, when this movie came out, I thought of nothing about Frozen 2, like nothing. But in my mind, I was like, nah, Endgame will always be my favorite movie of all time. I'll never replace Endgame with anything else. Well, maybe with the exception of Infinity War, which at one point I did put Infinity War as my favorite movie of all time, and before I did that with Frozen 2. So yeah, and June 2020 was when I officially declared Frozen 2 as my favorite movie of all time. Yeah, I was like, you know what, I can't take this anymore. You know what, I'll just make Frozen 2 my favorite movie, and boom, yep, it's Frozen 2 being my favorite movie of all time. And yeah, for good reasons. And 3 years later, it still is my favorite movie of all time. I can't believe this movie isn't well received. Yeah, I'm actually shocked. I was so confident that this was going to get better reviews in the first one, that people were going to praise this movie even more than its predecessor. And I was like giving so much hope that this would be like, that everyone would think this is better. I mean, the even the Frozen 2 haters are the Frozen 1 haters. Some people are just like, nah, I'm still gonna watch this because I don't care if the trailer's good. I mean, if it's Frozen, I'm not gonna watch it because obviously they have cringe songs and all that stuff. But then there's some others who are on board because of how different and action-packed it look. But and even like the first reactions to it, they're all praising Frozen 2 as like better than the first one, like being a perfect sequel. But yeah, I was like, but yeah, sadly, I mean, it did get some good reviews. It got a good Rotten Tomatoes score at the very least. It's like 78%, and audience score is 92. But lots of people online were hating on this movie, and I mean, some even like legit straight up hated it. And like people still to this day talk about their hate for Frozen 2. I mean, this YouTuber named Al Dunn literally they literally talked about his hate for Frozen 2. Like he recently made a video about why Frozen 2 sucks, and Rokotar literally mentioned his hate for Frozen 2 in this recent video for Frozen 2. And the people who actually like Frozen 2, they never even talked about they don't talk about this movie. They don't even acknowledge its existence. I've heard people even forget that this movie even exists. And I mean, when you think of the name Frozen or any big name or any big name animated film, yeah, you'd think that you'd be aware that there's actually a sequel. When you know that there's a sequel, I expect people to actually remember it. and Frozen, Disney's biggest franchise ever, Disney's one of Disney's biggest properties ever, has a sequel that people just don't seem to remember. And honestly, considering that this movie was like made this movie made more money than the first film, I know some people who still hasn't seen this movie, who still hasn't seen it yet, and they've seen the first film. So yeah, I know some people who've never seen this movie yet. Like I've encountered so many people. So I wonder how this got $1 million. But at the same time, though, I don't want to question it because, of course, like when I heard the news that this was the highest grossing animated film ever, I mean, it was just a joy to hear. It was just such a joy to hear about this being the highest grossing animated movie ever. And yeah, I was just really happy. Like words can't describe how happy I was when I found out that this was the highest grossing movie. So yeah, based on what people say about this movie, their criticism, they say, the movie's forgettable, the movie's boring, movie's rushed, there's no structure to the story, it's confusing, it makes no sense, it's poorly paced, it's boring, it's forgettable, the songs are forgettable, and like every single criticism for a movie you can think of, and you can think of, they even say that the characters were underutilized, but I completely disagree with all these criticisms, and I totally disregard them. Well, don't worry, I'm not attacking anyone who hates this film. If you don't like this movie, that's fine. I mean, I can accept your opinion. We all have opinions, and I'm not gonna attack you for it. Yeah, even though you might bring up my past or something, I don't care. I don't really care. But anyways, yeah, let's analyze this film and see what makes Frozen 2 my favorite movie of all time. Yeah, like just for starters, yeah, this is the movie that really gets stuck to me the most. The movie that I really rewatch so often. Yeah, this is one of those movies where like just like back in the days with films like Monsters Inc., Monsters University, and all that, and Big Hero 6, where like I would just rewatch over and over again and pick up so many things the more I rewatch it, up to the point where like I even memorize almost every single lines in this like so many lines in this movie. Yeah, I mean like literally almost every line of dialogue I memorize like 90% of all the dialogue in this movie. Like just when you think you found a way, life will throw you into a new path. And also, you need to ask, why did the spirits reward Arendelle with a magical queen? Because our mother saved our father. She saved her enemy. Her good deed was rewarded with you. You are a gift. And oh Elsa, when are you going to see yourself the way I do? Remember, the goal is to find the voice, find the truth, and get us home. And I hope you're prepared for what you've done, Elsa. Angry magical spirits are not for the faint of heart, and I mean, you woke up the magical spirits and you didn't think to tell me? Yes. Yeah, that's how much lines I memorized. Just so much of them. Yeah, it really gets stuck to my heart. Yeah. Up to the point where like I just know like almost every single bits of this movie through the heart. Yeah. That's how great it is. But I mean, where do I even get started when it comes to the analysis? I mean, okay, well, I'm gonna start with the animation, because why not? I mean, the animation is the greatest animation I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, this movie puts these animated films with the quote-unquote Spider-Verse animation style to absolute shame. Now, don't get me wrong, I also do love those comic booky animation styles as much as others do, but like, realistic animated movies is my jam, and this movie certainly has like probably some of the most realistic animation I have ever seen. It is just so realistic, like it feels so real. Like it just feels very real. I mean, everything like the character designs. These characters just feel like real human beings. Like especially Anna, and I will certainly talk about Anna later on. Yeah. The animation is just very realistic. very realistic, and yeah, and in fact, I think this might have be on par with the Avatar movies as the best looking movie ever made. Period. Yeah, a lot of this movie even looks better than a lot of live action visual effects. Yeah, I mean, the character designs are just the best. Like they look like actual human beings, but in animation form, and yeah. And then you got the background. Wow. It is unbelievable. I don't believe that they actually animated those. Like, how do you like, especially with the the visual effects? Did they actually animate that, or did they just take video? Did they just shoot scenes in live action with the locations and then just put the animated characters on there, and then just animate the characters walking on it? That's what the background animation feels like. Like Arendelle is great as well. Arendelle has never looked better before. That has Arendelle has never looked better before than it already has. And the Enchanted, but the locations that they go to, the new locations, they're all even better than Arendelle. The Enchanted Forest, sorry Pandora, but Enchanted Forest puts Pandora from the Avatar movies to absolute shit. This is my kind of forest right here. The forest is just drop dead gorgeous all the way. I literally want to live there. Well, maybe Arendelle. Maybe I'd rather live in Arendelle because I prefer living in like a city or at least a town than or a place like Arendelle than the Enchanted Forest. One of the reasons as to why I would live and choose Arendelle out of all the places, if anyone asks me out of all locations in Frozen 2, which place would you stay in, I'll explain that later on in the review, and later on in the review. And also Ata Holland looks gorgeous, looks drop dead beautiful, looks drop dead beautiful, with, I know yes, Ata Holland was like covered in ice, but it is just such a creative location because I don't want to get into details about Ata Holland, but I'll just say that's where all the memories were stored, and that's a major plot point that I will certainly get to later. I will certainly get to later. And all that stuff, and oh yeah, and not to mention the water effects. Yeah, the goddamn water effects. They're probably the standouts when it comes to the background animation. Like especially with, this looks so realistic. Like, oh my god. There's another animated movie where like the water was praised for being realistic. Not Moana, because Moana's water design admittedly does look kind of cartoony, but this water design, this is the definition of real. This feels realistic. Like in the climax, which I'll talk about the climax later on also. In the climax, I'm sure you know which climax I'm talking about. Like you see like this really big flood that flowing through Arendelle, and like the way it was shot, the cinematography in that scene, my god, like it's just jaw dropping. Like, ooh, like it's just jaw dropping to look at. Just jaw dropping. It just like that's one of the scenes where like I feel like it looks like it was shot by a real camera and then just put it and just slapped it in an animated movie. Like the way the water moves, like how did the animators do that? Yeah, I want to know how many animators worked on this movie. Like, well, they didn't really say in the Into the Unknown Making Frozen 2 documentary on like how many people specifically animated this movie. I didn't say, but but I know for a fact that a lot of like talented animators worked on this project, and they seem like probably the best animators ever. Cause like, wow, and that's all I can say about the animation. But even with all the praise of the background animation, the character designs is what makes the animation truly special. And yes, now let's talk about the characters. Yeah, what can I say about the characters specifically? This is some of the best cast of characters I have ever seen in my life. Yeah, like which character could I even start with? Yeah, let's start with the main character herself, Elsa. I'm very sure people were always more invested in Elsa than Anna, despite Anna being the main character of Frozen 2. I know there's some people who are like saying, I heard one critic who was like saying that uh, Elsa should have been the main character of Frozen, though there's a good reason as to why Anna was the main character, but this time around Elsa got to be the main character so that it can please fans of Elsa. Yeah, I know we've got these Disney sequels before where like they switch the main characters. Like for example in Rough Racing the Internet, which I skipped in the marathon for good reasons because one, I already ranted on it, and two, it sucks so much that I don't even want to revisit it. Not even for its fifth anniversary. No way. But yeah, yeah, the animation is no wait, no, my bad. Yeah, it happened before. In Ralph Breaks the Internet, Vanellope is the main character instead of Ralph now. Despite being called Ralph Breaks the Internet, Vanellope was kind of played off as a main character in Incredibles 2. Elastigirl was the main character instead of Bob. And in Cars 2, Major was the main character instead of McQueen. Even though I find Cars 2 to be a guilty pleasure, I will admit that Major being the main character was so stupid. Like seriously, whose idea was that to make Major the main character? I don't know. I seriously don't know like who on earth would think that Major being a main character is good enough. Like seriously, that is so stupid. But maybe will I review Cars in the future? Maybe, but I don't know. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. But yeah, Frozen is one of those sequels where like they made the deuteragonist the main character. The main character this time around is Elsa, and yeah, this movie is about Elsa. This movie feels like a character study of Elsa in some ways. Despite you have no other characters trying to take the spotlight, no one took like the biggest spotlight more than Elsa. Well, besides her and Anna, but this feels like a character study of Elsa. Like you're literally studying Elsa. You're studying like so many answers about her. Like why are they calling her? Because obviously this is something to do with Elsa's character development. So you're slowly trying to study her, and not to mention in this movie you're also trying to study about her powers. You're trying to learn about how Elsa developed these powers and all that stuff. And I know, like, I had a few people complain about, but the movie didn't even answer the question of how Elsa got her powers. Well, because it was revealed in the middle of the movie, not at the end. And I'll talk more about that in the story aspect, but I'm not there yet. Yeah, but Elsa, I just love her. She's just gorgeous. She's one of my favorite characters of all time. Like one of the best characters ever, and one of the best protagonists ever. I mean, everyone loves Elsa for her icy powers, but this one, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know some people are complaining about Elsa in the first film. Some people were hating. Elsa was actually a pretty divisive character, I forgot to mention. Like, there were some people who, like, made video essays on why Elsa's a bad character, Elsa's a poorly written character, Elsa sucks and all that stuff, and most people would complain about how Elsa doesn't know how to control her powers and all that stuff. But in this movie, Elsa has grown as an independent character now. She knows when to use her powers for the right time. She actually feels very independent now. And by the way, Fifth Spirit Elsa, Elsa when she with that white dress and that long hair on, like that is gorgeous. Like that is the definition of gorgeous. That is how you do character design right there. Like wow, I mean, there's a reason why there's a lot of Sims for Fifth Spirit Elsa, and I'm glad to be one of the Sims towards the Fifth Spirit Elsa. Like I'm always a sim towards Elsa throughout the movie, but Fifth Spirit Elsa is my absolute jam. Yeah, it is my freaking jam. Kristoff is my favorite male character now. I said at one point that Hopper is my favorite, from Stranger Things, my favorite male character. No, Kristoff is the best male character now. I take that back. At first I was like, okay, well maybe Kristoff isn't really the best male character. I only say that just because he's in Frozen 2, but I think there are better male characters out there. But after rewatching the movie, this movie, I think it's clear that Kristoff is the best male character. One of my favorite characters in the movie, probably like third or fourth, and yeah, probably the most relatable character ever. I can see myself in Kristoff. Whenever, like, try to talk to people, but actually I fail to. Like, I make this attempt to approach people and all that stuff, but then the person just goes away. It's like that. Yeah, I can see myself in Kristoff. And I would have shared something personal in this, but honestly, I don't really feel like sharing it. I don't really feel like sharing it. And yeah. And yeah, also, yeah, Christoph is so good. And also, let's not forget a certain song that Christoph sings. I'll talk about that later on, but yeah, Christoph has such great character arc. I don't know why people say Christoph feels underutilized. He actually still feels a part of the story. And Christoph trying to propose to Anna is actually a major part of the story. Like, yeah, a major part of the story. Crystal just trying to propose to Anna while still trying to guide Elsa in finding this. Yeah, he still did inspired by accompanying Elsa, despite he did have his own side missions. That's fine, and yeah, I know people say Kristoff is a standout, and others would say he's useless, but to me, he's not really a standout, but he is my favorite male character. I always said that a million times, but I don't care. And Olaf and Sven are great as well. I don't know. There's like not much to say about Sven, but yeah, I really like it when Kristoff constantly would, Kristoff would constantly just make Sven, talk like as in, like Sven, like when Kristoff talks out Sven's feelings, like he can feel what Sven's feelings, and then he talks about intimidating Sven, like for example, oh yeah, oh I like it, yeah, but and then like, oh yeah, and then but like for example in the charade scene when Olaf was asking Sven, oh, do you want to read me a bedtime story? And then Olaf and then Kristoff was like mocking Sven when he answered, oh sure, oh yeah, do I? And it was like, oh, you make the best voices, yeah. I did that to my dog actually. I remember when Kristoff did this, Sven, I did that to my dog, which sadly he passed away in 2022. That sucks. But that's but yeah, I remember every time he feels something, I just pat him on the head and try to talk out his feelings, know his feelings. Yeah, that was just a lot of fun. Although maybe not as accurate as how Kristoff does it with Zen, because like I only had the dog for like 5 years, and for like 5 years and wait, was it 8, 9, 21? Yeah, 5 years, and actually I think 7 years. Yeah, 7 years, and if you remember the scene in Frozen 1 where we saw young Kristoff had Sven his entire life, so that's why Kristoff would go as far as actually understanding what Sven is feeling, and it would say, yeah, that is something. And Olaf is hilarious in this one. People say Olaf is annoying in this movie. No, he's not. No, Olaf is not annoying at all. Not even like 1 cent annoying. He's actually hilarious. He's actually very comedic in this one, and he's certainly way funnier than this. And Olaf, yeah, sure, Olaf like a lot of times makes dumb theories, and people will be like, oh my god, why is Olaf making these stupid jokes? But actually, these quote unquote stupid jokes actually help in the story because Sven because how do I say this because Olaf's dumb theories actually does help in with the clues for Elsa to solve. Like for example, when Olaf said that, did you know that water has memory? Yeah, that may seem like a dumb gag, but actually it's actually essential to the plot because water can actually create memories using Elsa's powers. Yeah, that is brilliant right there. And also man, Olaf has hilarious lines. Like for example, did you know that turtles can breathe through their butts? And a bunch of others. Oh yeah, and also let's not forget that part where Olaf reenacted Frozen 1. Basically, when Olaf was like, wait, how do I say this? Olaf's like reenacting Frozen 1, like the entire story from like when Anna and Elsa were young to like the end, like oh, here's your true love's kiss. Guess what? Oh, you're not worthy. Guess what? I'm a bad guy. Yeah, that was it. And Anna freezes to death forever. And she unfreezes, and then he told the first time of Frozen 2. Even though it technically took place like 3 years after the first film, yeah, that is a comedy gold right there. Like it's just really good. And the new characters they introduced, man, like I love them. I get why people say that our soldiers have no character development, like they do nothing with these new characters. That's one that I can actually understand where they're coming from, but I still defend these characters. I think they're great and do serve a great purpose. I mean, I know that Yelena is the leader of the Noldrons. Matthias is the leader of the soldiers the group of people who are in conflict with with the Northuldrons and all that stuff. And Honey, and you have Ryder who apparently helps Kristoff like and I mean, even though Ryder does nothing, I still like kind of remember him, and I still remember him, and my favorite Northuldra, Honeyman, who is probably my third favorite Frozen 2 character, third only right behind Anna and Elsa. Yeah, Honeyman is amazing in this one. I mean, she literally gives Elsa the clues to like she tells Elsa that there's a fifth spirit, and that's actually why the spirit is calling her and all that stuff and all that stuff. Yeah, and then there is the villain of the movie, King Ruinart. Now I know a lot of people are saying that, oh, there's no villain of the movie. There's no villain of the movie, so the stakes are raised too low. But technically, King Ruinart is the main antagonist because he's actually the one who started the fire. Yeah, I know it's kind of a twist villain, but I mean, yes, and remember when I said that Bellwether is my favorite twist villain? Well, I take that back. King Ruinart is the best twist villain. And it's a very different kind of twist villain because we only met King Ruinart in the beginning. And we saw that King Ruinart actually died. And we know that King Ruinart is King Agnar's father and Anna and Elsa's grandfather, and he fell down. But yeah, we didn't even know who's or what started the war, what angered the spirits. But thanks to Anna Holland's memories, we got that plot twist where King Ruinart actually betrayed everyone. King Ruinart actually betrayed everyone, and he tried to attack attempted to kill the Northuldra leader, which I don't remember if he actually killed the leader or he just almost did. Yeah, I don't remember that like kind of answer, but I know the movie answered that. But yeah, King Ruinart is one of my favorite villains. I don't know if I would call King Ruinart my favorite villain of all time, but he certainly is right up there. I mean, he literally feels, even though he's technically a villain as a spirit, and we learned that when he's dead, he still feels like a threat because of everything he caused, like to the forest being blocked by the spirits being in rampage, and like the spirits being in rampage and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean that was all caused by King Ruinart. Yeah, that was all caused by King Ruinart. Yeah, like look at all the threats, and he even built a mighty dam to strengthen the land. But actually, that dam is actually what really damaged the forest. It's actually what damaged the forest, and because of because of the fact that it blocks the waters up to the point where it literally damages the environment. Yeah, that is brilliant. That is how you make a twist villain right there. Oh yeah, who agrees with me that King Ruinart is a far better villain than Hans? Yeah, far superior. But of course, I saved the best character for last. My absolute favorite character in the movie, Anna. Yeah, I mean, y'all know that I love Anna with all my heart. She is my favorite character of all time. Yeah, she is my favorite character of all time, and nothing will change that at all. I mean, first of all, she looks so gorgeous, especially with a new hairstyle and that humanistic, very realistic look. Like, oh my god, I am just so in love with that. I mean, I'm just so in love with that, and not to mention as well, and not to mention as well, like her character development in this movie. People say Anna does nothing in this movie. People say Anna did nothing in this movie, but like, really? You think Anna does nothing? Like, Anna literally just like is literally Elsa's protector. The reason why she came to Elsa was supposed to go alone, but Anna's like, no, I'll help because I want to keep you safe. You know why? Because she promised Elsa, because King Bobby knows that something. No, she promised King Bob, no, Grand Bobby, not King Bobby, Grand Bobby, because Grand Bobby knows that Elsa, something dangerous might happen to Elsa, and then Anna's like, I won't let anything happen to her, and and so yeah, she comes with Elsa. She actually makes sure she's safe throughout, and she actually helps Elsa with a mission throughout. She's not just like standing there, just be like, okay, Elsa, you do all the work, and I'll just wait for you. No, she's not like that. She's actually very helpful when it comes to finding all the clues and all that stuff. And she's actually the one who found out that she's actually the one who found out for Elsa where Elsa found her powers, and all that stuff. Yeah, she literally just found out about it. Yeah, and also I love how Anna's taken it more seriously this time, because in the first Frozen we know that Anna is a very quirky and energetic, cartoony character who just loves to be like happy and energetic all the time. But here she is so serious. She's just very serious and just very tough and just willing to help Elsa. Yeah, willing to help Elsa like complete her goals. And then later on, eventually, she actually has her own side character development where like side character development where like she actually and then once you get to the third act, she actually becomes the real hero. Yeah, when Elsa in that scene where like Elsa pushed Anna and Olaf away so that Elsa can actually go to Otto Holland on her own, because Elsa's just trying to protect Anna. Anna just starts to grow this new kind of character development, new side of her that we didn't know. I mean, when Elsa freezes to death, we see like Olaf dying and fading away because Elsa's quote dying, and Elsa and we see Olaf fading away. Now Anna has nothing left. I mean, she lost Kristoff. She couldn't find Kristoff. Kristoff left her. Olaf died. And Elsa also left Anna behind. Like, now Anna is just all alone. She's sad. She's grieving for her death. So she's grieving that she's alone. But she's like, she remembers that, Matthias has told her, do the next right thing. I said a line earlier, so I don't need to say it again. But yeah, and then we see Anna just being like, what, I can do it. Like, all I need to do is just do the next right thing. I'll talk more about that song later on because I still have yet to talk about the songs, and I most certainly need to talk about it. But yeah, and yeah, Anna is the true hero of the movie. Despite Elsa being the main character of the movie, Anna is still the hero. I mean, Anna literally like just. I'll talk about the climax later. But yeah, moving on. Maybe I want to talk about the songs now, cause yeah, why not? And I gotta say to you all, this has the single greatest soundtrack ever. And no, I am not exaggerating. This soundtrack is the absolute best. Like the best soundtrack you can ever think of. Like, oh my gosh, yeah. Like, where do I even get started with this? Like, where do I get started with the soundtrack? I mean, every single song is even the weakest one. And you got all this found. Some things never change. When I am older, Into the Unknown, when I'm older, Lost in the Woods, The Next Right Thing. Like, so many songs. And I literally memorize all the songs in the movie. All the songs in the movie, even like when I am older, the weakest song, even I memorize all the lyrics in this that song. Like, for example, this will all make sense when I am older. something I see that someday I can see that this makes sense. One day when I'm old and wise, I think back and realize that this was just a completely normal event. Yeah, see, even the weakest song, I think it's still a jam. All of them are my favorite songs of all time. I don't care what anyone says. They're all like the best songs. They all beat out Let It Go. Even when I'm older, it's better than Let It Go. Yeah. Yeah, all it's found is just this beautiful lullaby, and yeah, it just really puts a smile on my face seeing Queen Iduna singing the song, and Evan Rachel Wood does have this godlike voice to her. Yeah, just a beautiful voice to her, and then Something's Never Changed. Very catchy and underrated song. Song that really just gets this movie started. It really gets you pumped for what's to come, knowing that what's to come. And the Oscar-nominated song "Into the Unknown," which should have won Best Original Song. I don't know. What does "I'm Gonna Love Me Again" have over "Into the Unknown"? Yeah, "Into the Unknown" should have won Best Picture. No fair that "Let It Go" won, yet "Into the Unknown" lost. Giving the Oscars to "I'm Gonna Love Me Again," it's like giving the Best Original Song win to I'm Happy from Pharrell Williams back at the time when Let It Go won, like in Oscars 2014. Yeah. And the Panic at the Disco version of "In the Unknown" is my favorite pop song ever. Panic at the Disco is my favorite male band. That next tied with Queen is my favorite boy band ever. When I'm older, I already mentioned it. Lost in the Woods, the freaking banger boy band song. What is not to love about Lost in the Woods? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Lost in the freaking Woods. Yeah. How can you not love that song? Even the haters admit that the song was a banger. I just love that 80s rock ballad. And even this and Just Ken from Barbie are very similar. Yeah. The fact that Just Ken was actually very similar to Lost in the Woods is the main reason why I love Just Ken from Barbie so much. Still my favorite song of the year, but I think Wish will top it. And of course, Show Yourself, the greatest Elsa song of all time. Show Yourself is when Elsa became a fifth spirit, and it's just it just shows, like, it gives you all the answers of the plot in this one scene. It gives you all the answers, and like I'll talk about that later. This is Idina Menzel's strongest vocals yet, and this song is a freaking work of art. But my favorite song in the movie has to be The Next Right Thing. Yeah, this song is so good, man. How does no one talk about this song? I know, yeah, this is an Anna song, an Anna solo song, but did we get an Anna solo song before? Like, every time Anna has a song in the first movie, there'll always be like someone there'll always be someone singing with Anna, Anna, and all the stuff. And this song really resonates with me, really inspired me. That when I am down, yeah, this song really inspires me. When I am down, when I'm feeling sad, I just try to try to rise up and think of like what the next right thing to do is. In fact, every time I feel depressed and sad, I actually listen to this song. It actually makes me feel better. Yeah, that's how much this song just means to me. That's how much this song just truly meant to me. It is just a beautiful masterpiece of a song. It is my favorite song of all time. And who cares if the singing is too slow? That's kind of like that one of the big impact of The Next Right Thing. For The Next Right Thing, yeah. And the story, yeah. Now we get to the story. The aspect that a lot of people criticize a lot. People say, oh, it's poorly structured, it's confusing, nothing in this movie makes sense. Where are all the answers? Okay, first of all, yeah. Let me tell you right now, this is one of the best written movies ever. I'm not sure if I would say Frozen 2 is the best written movie of all time. But one thing I will say is that this is an amazing story and certainly one of the best, right? Best, right? Frozen 2 is more than what you can summarize. Frozen 2 is one more than it says on paper. So this is a story that requires you to actually pay attention. Like, this movie's like, hey, enough of fun, enough of all the fun and stuff. You can have your entertainment, but pay attention to the story, because we're telling you a deep and mature story. I know I overuse that in great animated movies, but it's true for this one. And it's true for this one. I mean, yeah, this is a. I love how this is a mystery movie, a movie about how Elsa trying to find her answers to pretty much a lot of things about the entire forest, about the spirits, and about her powers, and find out the reason as to why why Elsa is being called the. Yeah, this movie talks about maturity and change, and you know this movie, yeah, yeah, the themes of maturity and change are there, and then this movie has such strong messages of, you know, learning your self reliance, accepting yourself, and knowing that people who have like, anxiety should know that they are not broken. In this movie, we get to explore Elsa's anxiety, like she has because of her powers. No, not only because of her powers, well, even though she's not anxious about that, but also because of the voice and why she can hear it, and why she can hear it, and yeah, like the themes are all there, and then you get the next right thing with themes of grief and depression and just grief and just holding up and just doing the next right thing. Yeah, that's everything. And there are actually answers to questions. I don't know if you, I mean, didn't even watch the same movie. Did you guys even pay attention? Yeah, to go Anna in that climax scene, wake up, wake up. Yeah, that is my message to people, like just saying, oh, there's no answers. I mean, the reason why Elsa has these powers is because Queen Iduna saved when she was younger. She saved Agnar's life, and so yeah, Agnar was dying, and so Queen Iduna saved him, and so the spirits knowing about Queen Iduna's good deed rewarded her with a gift, and the gift was her child is going to have magical powers and be one of them, and be one of them, and be one of them, and yeah, and that's why Elsa was born. It's because of Iduna's heroic deeds that actually did it. And people also said that apparently the spirit, apparently Iduna was I mean, apparently there's no answers on who called on who called the spirits, on who was the spirit calling Elsa, the secret sign. They didn't know that, but it was in show yourself. It's Queen Iduna doing it, like, and then she's like, "Come, my darling, home, come, my darling, homeward bound," and then Elsa's like, "I am there." I can't. Oh man, the high pitch. I can't sing it. But I mean, from that scene alone, you can tell that it's actually Queen Iduna who is calling onto Elsa, and yeah, that just makes it very clear to it. And also, like, I love the ending where, like, the whole like twist where, like, the fifth spirit is actually Elsa. Now I know some of you guys are complaining that, oh, it's just ice and water, or it's just it's just ice and water combined, like ice. I mean, ice is just made of water. Water story is spirit, and yeah, so why is Elsa's spirit? It's not about that. It's about lava, and I mean they needed a fifth spirit to be the magical the magical person. The spirits rewarded Queen Iduna to to have to have their fifth spirit be Queen Iduna's child, which is kind of which is kind of a reference to Mary in the Bible. I'm not gonna, I don't want to talk, I don't talk religion in my review, so I'm not gonna talk more about it. But I don't talk religion. But I'm just saying it's kind of similar to what I just said about the Mary in the Bible, Mary with the Bible, and the fact that, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't really want to talk about. I don't really want to get into these topics. And yeah, this movie is very emotional as well. You got all the stuff. You got show yourself. You got the next right thing. Like, so many emotional moments. People say that the drama in this movie is forced, but no, the drama in this movie, it's not forced drama. Okay, it's actually the drama feels genuine. It feels very real. Yeah, it feels very real, and all that stuff. So yeah. And also the ending where And also the ending, all the ending were like, Elsa is became, considering that Elsa is the fifth spirit, she is now, in the forest, and Anna becomes queen. And by the way, even though you prefer Elsa over Anna, you must admit that Anna is a better queen. Anna makes a better queen than Elsa because since Elsa is a spirit now and she actually has powers. She actually no, and she's a fifth spirit. Then she must stay in the forest, where she belongs. And I think and Anna's human, so I think Anna would make a better queen than Elsa. And considering that she's grown as a character, it actually shows. And another one of people's criticisms is that Elsa and Anna saying separating and saying goodbye just felt so quick. But no, it was not quick. It was actually very well handled, and you really do feel this impact, and it's not forced. And by the way, the drama in this movie is not forced. And just seeing Elsa just riding the horse and like going towards Arendelle and all that stuff. Yeah, going towards Arendelle. Yeah, I mean that was a woo, like that was okay. And all that stuff. So yeah. And also the last thing I want to talk about in this movie is the action. Yeah. First of all, when it comes to the scale of it all, the scope, this is the biggest in scale that this movie has ever gotten. Yeah, this is the biggest in scale that this movie has got that Disney has ever gotten. Yeah, like I love it. Like, woo! I mean, yeah. I mean, and the action scenes are some of the best I've ever seen. Like with Elsa chasing the fire spirit. Which, by the way, how did I forget to mention Bruni? I mean, Bruni the ice gecko. Isn't he adorable? Isn't he just adorable? Just like it is just wow. One of the cutest things I've ever seen. Bruni is actually my parents' favorite character in the movie, and I can totally see why. I can totally see why, and also the underrated scene where like Elsa was trying to stop this tornado from happening, and we're trying to stop this tornado, and she just does it, and yeah, I mean, holy crap, yeah, what a yeah. Yeah, stop. And also, Elsa running on the waters. What I mean, besides some of the musical numbers, and Anna moment and certain Anna moments, Elsa running on water and fighting against the Nog is probably my favorite scene in the film. Besides those for some of the numbers and some certain Anna scenes. Yeah, I mean that is the definition of epic right there. I mean, how can you not love that? Yeah, like just wow. And what else is there? To see. Oh yeah, and but my actually not. I mean, no, I don't think that's my favorite scene in the film. My true favorite scene in the film was when, Elsa was brought back, was unfroze, was Elsa unfreeze. She went into the water, and then the flood, the dam, when Anna was like breaking a dam. Yeah, the entire climax was the best part. Anna, chasing up, Anna getting the rock giants to chase her, and then he just runs and she breaks the dam, yeah, by getting the giants to throw rocks at her, and then this causes the broken dam causes Elsa to ride on the horse and on the horse and ride on the knock through the flood and just going as fast as they can, and then just blocking the flood with this huge, and I mean, damn huge ice, huge ice, and just bam, bam. I mean, the flood just stops and just it just wow. I mean, it is really big eyes, and then the score. And by the way, this is tied with Lion King. score here is tied with Lion King as the best score I've ever seen, I've ever heard. Like, underrated score. You need to talk more about the score. Seriously, you know, with especially the final battle, like bum 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 bum. Yeah. Wow. Woo. Shivas. Yeah. What? Just wow. I'm genuinely blown away by this. I just, woo, me, yeah, wow. So yeah, with that said, yeah, just, woo, yeah, it really makes you want to cheer when you see Elsa just stopping the flood. It just makes me want to go, yes. Well, I'm holding my phone so I can't really clap. So yeah, but because I'm recording to my phone, I'm holding it in my hand so I can't really clap. Yeah, but yeah, it just makes me want to cheer. And yeah, and then we get this really beautiful ending scene with Elsa riding on her Nilka. When Anna invited her to come back to Arendelle and play another round of charades, and then he just Elsa just you hear this that iconic Violi song which played 3 times in the movie. Yeah. The na 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 hey na na hey na, and then man you just and man you just hear Elsa just smelling the breeze there, just breathing and then just riding off into the sun, and then it just it just goes to the na na done, and wow, and then you just want to cheer like yeah. Oh yeah, also I almost forgot to mention this underrated scene where where Anna and Elsa find out about the scarf when Elsa puts on this scarf that Anna wears, and then apparently they turned out that and then the Northoja sees that, and it turns out it's that scarf actually belongs to the Northojas, and then they knew that they're the daughters of Queen Iduna and King Olinar, and then they start singing this Violi song, this cultural no 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 hey no, yeah. I mean, even though same way you want about these Northojas not getting enough screen time and being underutilized, but they were still able to you were still able to understand and get invested with their culture. So yeah, so overall, Frozen 2 is my favorite movie of all time. I mean, yeah, based on my recording, it looks like this is an hour now. Yeah, I can't believe I actually succeeded in reaching an hour. Yeah, that was actually my goal, to actually make this an hour-long review, a deep analysis, hour review of why Frozen 2 is my favorite movie of all time, and it did not disappoint one bit. So yeah, that's all for my review of Frozen 2. What are your thoughts on this movie? I mean, I don't think a lot of people agree that would this be your favorite movie of all time, or at least your favorite animated movie, or your favorite Disney animated movie? Do you at least love this movie, even though it's not your favorite? Do you think it's better than the first film, or are you on the side of people who think that this is inferior to the first film? Or are you not a Frozen fan who may think that this is at least better than the first film, but still don't like it? Or do you outright hate this movie? So yeah. Oh yeah, and forgot to give my rating again. Whoopsies, but yeah, giving this movie a 5 stars out of 5 is not giving enough credit. I give Frozen 2 infinity stars out of 5. Best movie ever. So that's all for my review on the Frozen 2. So yeah, that's all for it all. Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for some more videos. Yeah, I know Raya and the Last Dragon is the next one, Disney animated movies that I'm going to be reviewing, but I'm going to tell you all right now, I will be taking a break from this, yeah. I'm going to be taking a break, yeah. I got 2 more to go, Disney Revival Age movies leading up to Wish. 2 more reviews to go, which is Raya and the Last Dragon and Strange World. I already did a review of Encanto last year, and it's as good as it is, so yeah. As good as it is. To my left, I'm going to be taking a break. So yeah, my next review shall be, yeah, I'm not sure if I might review The Killer, but I'm not sure about that. I'll think about it, but I am planning to review on Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. as well as my review on the Marvels, and then my review on the Hunger Games series movies leading up to Battle of the Summers and Snakes, and then also I will also be reviewing Scott Pilgrim versus the World, leading up to Scott Pilgrim Takes Up Show, and my review on the Disney Plus Hamilton movie from 2020, leading up to the Hamilton musical stage play that I am about to watch next Friday. So yeah, bye guys.